I am Dr. Ahmad Anis Fatima, Department of Commerce, Sadakutalappa College.
Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to solve the problem using allocation and apportionment. So here the problem is given, mention the basis for apportioning the following expenses to different departments. The first one is the fire insurance of stock, material handling charges, employees' contribution to provident fund, stores expenses and sundry expenses. Here I have written all the expenses and we are going to see on which basis we are going to apportion. For fire insurance stock, we are going to use value of the stock, and for material handling charges, we are going to take value of material. Just we are going to match the expenses along with the basis of apportionment. So employees' contribution to provident fund, we can take the number of employees, otherwise we can also take the wages of each department. And for stores expenses, we can use the material consumed by each department, and for sundry expenses we can use the labor hours or the direct labor. In the same way, for canteen expenses we can take the number of employees. For labor, medical expenses and like canteen expenses and supervision expenses, we can take the number of workers. And for rent, we can use the floor area of departments, and for depreciation we can take the value of plant, and for repair also we can take the value of plant. And for workers compensation expenses, we can take the direct wages, otherwise we can take the number of employers. So by this way we are apportioning the overhead expenses. The next one is a problem. We are going to see how we are going to distribute the overheads. So here a manufacturing concern is divided into 4 departments. The one is A, B and C are a production departments, and X is a service department. Here the actual expenses for a period are of as follows. Rent is for rupees 10,000, depreciation on plant it was given 4,500, supervisory expenses rupees 15,000, and power rupees 9,000, repairs to plant rupees 6,000, lighting expenses rupees 1,000, fire insurance on stock rupees 5,000, and employers liability for employee insurance rupees 1,500. So this is the additional information given in respect of the 4 departments. So the area and light points, number of employees and total wages, value of the plants and value of the stock is given. So let me see how we are going to solve this problem by using these 2 informations. So this is overhead distribution summary. First we are going to prepare a table or a column. In the first column we are going to write the overhead expenses which was given in our question, that rent, depreciation on plant, supervision, power, repair to plant, lighting expenses, fire insurance and employer liability. The next column we are going to write the basis of charges. We are going to choose the basis of charges from the additional information given in our problem, right? So for rent, the apt charge is the area in the square feet. So we are going to take that area and we are going to calculate the rent for department A, B and C and X. So now let me see the workings of how we are going to calculate the rent. So here in the question it was given that area in the square feet is 1,500, 1,100, 900 and 500. So by the mathematical calculations we can bring it as a ratio, that is 15:11:9:5. So with this ratio we can calculate the rent for the amount 10,000. We are going to allocate the 10,000 for department A, B, C and also for X. here. So the rent amount is rupees 10,000. It was given in our question. We separated the charges. We classified or we put it in a ratio, and we are going to put rupees 3,750 for A. By using that ratio, we are writing that for department A, among the 10,000, we are going to charge rupees 3,750. For department B, we are going to charge rupees 2,750, and for department C, we are going to charge 2,250, and for the X, the service department, we are going to charge 1,250. How we have written this means, from the rent, it was given in the question, the rent is rupees 10,000, and also the basis of charge is also given in the area in square feet. It is for department A, department B, and department C, and for department X. With these two informations, we are computed in a ratio, and we allocate the 10,000 as 3,750, 2,750, 2,250, and also as 1,250. In the same way, we are going to put the calculations for all the overhead expenses. Next, for depreciation on plant, we are going to match the value of the plant. So here, the value of the plant ratio will be, depreciation, it was given that 2,40,000, 1,80,000, 1,20,000, and 60,000. We can write it as 4:3:2:1. Now we are going to put the amount. The amount is 4,500. The 4,500 is quotient in the base. In the same way, we are going to allocate the charges for all the overhead expenses like supervision, power, repairs to plant, and lighting expenses is on the basis of light points, fire insurance on the basis of value of stock, and employees liability on the basis of wages. So after that, finally we are going to total all the overheads. The overheads expenses of department A separately, and department B separately, department C separately, and for department X separately. And finally we get the total overhead for department A, department B, department C, and for department X. For department A, 21,000 into 25, and for department B, 15,275. For department C, 10,675, and for department X, 5,025. So in this way, we can allocate the overhead expenses on the particular charges.